Hello everyone, this is a second video of Python data engineering interview question series. Today we are going to discuss word count program in Python. So before continuing into the program, let's first try to understand how our input and output will look like. In our case, we have this input, which is a multi-line string. Here you can see that it is spanning across multiple lines. And for that, I have used three quotes. So in Python, if you want to create a string, which should span across multiple lines, then instead of a single quote, you have to use these triple quotes. Okay. So either you can use single triple quotes or you can use double triple quotes. Okay. This is a double quote and it is coming three times. Okay. So this is our input string. Now at part of output, what do we want to know is we want to calculate the frequency of each and every word in this string. Okay. You can consider it as a small paragraph also. So what do we mean by the frequency? By frequency, I mean if you will calculate this sample is coming two times inside this string, so the frequency of this word is 2. Okay, so we have to calculate this frequency for each and every word and we need to print our output something like this. Okay, that your age is coming one time, sample is coming two time and so on. Now let's try to develop the Python program for this. So if you will closely analyze this string, you will see that here are some words which are coming sometimes with their first character as a capital letter and sometimes with their first word as a small letter. However, if you will see these two words are same and if I will calculate the frequency, then sample frequency will be 2. But we also know that Python is a case sensitive language. It means it will treat this sample different than this sample. So what do we do in this case? So there are two choices over here. Either we should convert each and every character in this string into a uppercase or we can convert it into a lowercase. Okay. So what we're going to do in our case, in our example, we are going to convert our input string into a lowercase. Okay, so input string is a string variable and I would say string object, and a string class has a method with the name as lower, which will help us to convert each and character into a lower case. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here is I will take my object and I will apply lower method and I will assign the resultant string into input string lower variable or object. So let's try to run it and then we will print, we will see how our string look like. So here you can see that in input we had some words where the first character was in capital case, but now everything has got converted in the lower case. So first hurdle is pass. Now second thing is now we need to operate each and every word individually so that we can also maintain the counter corresponding to each and every word. But how to do that? One thing is we can iterate over this string just like we do in a list, but we will see that how that will behave. So let's do one thing. And this time I'm commenting out this upper print statement and we will try to iterate over our string one word at a time and we will see what is the output. What I'm doing over here is in order to show you some consequences, I am appending one word with a constant string, which is iteration. So I have ran my program and here in contrast to our expectation where we were thinking that each word will get printed with iteration appended to it, here we can see that instead of word, it is printing the character. It means we cannot iterate over our string that easily. So for that, we have one solution. What we can do is instead of iterating over a string, we can iterate over a list. But for that, we have to convert our string into a list. Okay. So we have a function which will convert our list into the which will convert our string into a list and that function is split. Okay, so what I'm doing over here is to the converted string I'm applying a function split which will take space as a default delimiter and it will split our string into the list. So I am assigning the list into the word list variable and then we will print it and we will see how our press list look like. So here we can see that now each and every word from our string has got assigned inside list. Now we can iterate over this list and we can maintain a counter also. So before iterating over it, let's try to see how dictionary works in Python. So in order to create an empty dictionary, we have to write a variable name equal to and then empty curly braces. It will create a empty dictionary for you. Okay. So if I'll just print this empty dictionary, it will give you nothing. It is just an empty dictionary. So let's see how to assign the values inside this dictionary. If you have to assign, then you will have to give one key and its corresponding value. Key will be inside this square bracket, and if it is a string, then it should be under a single quotes, and after that you will need to give equal to and then you need to provide corresponding value. So what I'm doing over here is I'm assigning a key Sanjay for the very first time, and for the very first time I'm assigning a value as 1. So if we will print it out, then it will look like this. First of all, it is printing an empty dictionary, which is this, and after that I have assigned one key and value pair which it is printing over here. Now let's say what I want to do, I want to increment the value of Sanjay by 1. So earlier the value was 1. If I will increment it by 1, it should become 2. So what is the syntax for that? If there was a variable something like this, then we should have done something like this, right? Similarly, in order to make changes in any key of our dictionary, we need to write a similar logic. So what I want to do is, in d of Sanjay, I want to increment 1. So what I have to write, d of Sanjay plus 1. And then we will try to print it out and let's see. So here we can see that earlier the value was 1 for Sanjay, but when we incremented it by 1, it got changed to 2. What we're going to do is, we're going to use the same logic in order to calculate the frequency of each and every word. So when we will come across a word for the very first time, we will initialize its value with 1. If that word is coming again in our list, then we will just increment its value by 1. We will keep on doing this, and by end of our loop, we will get the frequency for each and every word. All right, so here it is the program. So similarly, like we did earlier, we have to create one empty dictionary. I'm creating this dictionary word count dict. Okay. Now what we need to do, whatever list we have created earlier, we need to iterate over it one word at a time. So for this, I'm using this for loop, and every time one word will get assigned to this particular variable with the name as word. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to check if that particular word is already in that dictionary or not. If it is not present, then as we have discussed, we will directly assign that key or that word to the dictionary, and we will provide the value as 1. So the same thing we are doing over here. We are taking our dictionary, we are assigning our word as a key and its value as 1. Now this is a if condition. We will talk about the else condition. This will happen only when we already have one particular word as a key inside our dictionary. So if we already have that word inside our dictionary and it is again coming from our list, so we just need to increment its value by 1. So this is the same thing we are doing over here, and then we can print our dictionary. Let me run this cell. And here we can see that this is coming 3 times, sample is coming 2 times. Okay. So this has given us the frequency for each and every word. Now this is the output of a dictionary. If you want to print it out like this, then what you need to do, you will again have to iterate over your dictionary. But this is not straightforward. If you need to iterate over your key and value of dictionary, you need to provide dictionary dot item function. What it will give you in return for every iteration, it will give you the key and the count value. Okay, so once you have a key and count value, you can print it in this format, and if I will run it, it will give you the desired output format. So this was the simple program for word count. You just need to remember this logic and you are good to go. So that's it for this video, guys. Keep learning, take care. I'll meet you in the next video. If you like this video, subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.